The time has finally come where the Carolina Panthers will have their first game of the regular season. Of course, they will take on the Jacksonville Jaguars later on this afternoon at 1. But joining me now, Carolina Sports Live's Mike Lissette. I was saying, Mike, we're back.
I know.
I can't believe it.
Brandon was just saying, I can't believe it. We've only been talking about it for 6 months here, so it feels good to finally do it.
It does feel good to finally do it, but let's go ahead and start with last year. Last year, the team
You want to talk about last year?
I'm just saying. Last year, the team built up the offensive line. We continue to add some receivers and everything else. So now going into this year, when you look at this team, what is the group that we need to look at to gauge the success of the Panthers?
I mean, obviously, the defense is one. The whole unit is one thing you got to look at. I mean, this defense last year was historically bad. We're not just talking like bad. We're talking about historically bad. So, as far as this team goes, look, Bryce Young can throw for 300 yards a game, 400 yards a game. If their defense continues to suffer and cause problems, that's going to be the thing that's what takes them to the next level.
Yeah, and I mean, we're looking at the defense. They put some parts in there on the defense as well. When we look at today, though, we're already starting to hear about some injuries. So let's talk about some injuries, because I know Icky may be in, may not be in, but what are some injuries that we're looking at?
Well, it was doubtful in the depth chart that came out on Friday. I mean, he had emergency appendectomy about 14 days ago now. So the hope was that he'd be able to go. I'm not sure if he will be able to go. If he's not, Josh Nijman and Brady Christensen will slide over and play his minutes. So the good news is there's veteran backups there to help out in the situation. That's going to be a big one. But as far as the rest of the offensive line, Robert Hunt, Damian Lewis, they were both dealing with injuries. Both are completely healthy and will be ready to go today.
Okay, so now this is the question.
Yes.
I'm
ready.
I saved some time in here for this, Mike, because
Please.
Sports books are saying they put the Panthers at about 6.5 wins for the season. Brandon says 9.
He says that over
Brandon said 9
said
around
9?
there. 9.
9?
I said 11, and I think they're going to win the division.
What, you think they're going to win the Super Bowl too?
No, I didn't say they were going to win the
my
Super Bowl.
goodness.
I'm just saying the division. I'm saying they'll win the division.
I think.
What are we talking about
I actually
here?
do think. I mean, I think best case scenario, if everything goes according to plan, if all the chips fall in their favor, I think 9 wins is pretty good. I think for a while they could be contending for the division. And if they're doing it at that point, it's anyone's ball game. As long as you're in the game, that's what matters. Yeah. So it's possible. 11 wins, that's a little high. I mean, you are drinking the Panthers Kool-Aid a little bit there.
People think that my head is in the clouds a lot of times, but you know what? I like what the Panthers.
You go into the Panthers website every day reading all the positive stuff. Yeah.
Well, you have to understand. I like what the Panthers are doing. You have to remember, I'm from Seattle, so I like the bond that Dan Morgan and Dave Canales built while they were out there on the West Coast. Things are starting to come together. I'm just saying, look at those things coming together. But when we look
I'm looking. I'm not seeing what you're seeing. But I like that optimism. I like it.
And we like the optimism with the head coach and with the run game. I know we're trying to
they have not had a head coach, a general manager, and a quarterback come back all together in years. So, yes, progress is being made. They're heading in the right direction. There's no doubt about that.
What do we think happens with the offense today? Run, how does T-Mac do, everything
It's
else?
tough to say in terms of how I think the offense is going to do today, because they didn't show us a lot during the preseason. So there's 2 schools of thought you can look at it. Number one, you could say, oh, my goodness, they're in trouble. That offense doesn't have much going for it. On the other hand, you could say, well, they really didn't want to show us too much of the run. They didn't really want to show us too much of the game plan. So there is a lot unknown about this Carolina team that we're going to find out today on the field. Tough to make a prediction, but the good news is Jacksonville, very similar. They're a team that coming off 4 wins last year. They had an abysmal season. New head coach, obviously they got Travis Hunter, and he's going to play an impact on the game. But there's still a lot that needs to come together for them, too. Panthers have the head start in the rebuild. That might be the thing that takes them over the top.
And that was the last thing I was going to ask you.
Sorry.
Was the about Hunter. No, you're fine. It was just going to about Hunter. I know our defense hasn't looked good coming into this game, but how do you think that matchup is going to be with Hunter and our defensive back?
Well, as Dave Canales talked about, he's sort of the great unknown. They don't know how much he's going to play on that side of the ball. So when he comes in, he could make an immediate impact, or they might say, we really don't want to put it all out there in the first game. Again, there's a lot we don't know, and I know that sounds like a cop-out answer, but that's the beauty of the first game of the season. It's all new. It's all fresh. We're going to learn a lot today. It's fun. Learning is fun.
And that is the great thing.
Yes.
We're going to be learning it all. Mike, thank you so much. Of course, we will be seeing you guys at 10 o'clock. What do you guys have coming up on BBKF?
Fun story. The Etienne brothers, there's one on each team, Travis and obviously one for Jacksonville. So it's exciting. I talked to the parents. They're nervous about it. They got a cut-off jersey right there in the middle. So it's going to be a fun day.
All right, sounds good. We will see you guys at 10, of course. Don't forget, right there, Mike and the crew will be for BBKL. That's at 10 a.m.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.